What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely incredible day. I know I am. So the other day I was looking up on Reddit people from Florida, because Florida just has crazy stories. I don't know what it is about Florida, but for some reason everybody who's methed out and has 3 brain cells decides to congregate in the state for some reason. Maybe it's the beaches, maybe it's the humidity, maybe it's the meth. But for some reason, every crazy person lives in Florida. And I stumbled upon this story that I just wanted to share with you guys because I thought it was funny. Before we get into it, if you guys could press the like button, I would appreciate it. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So, Florida is a big place. And people in Florida have variations of jobs, right? And there's some people in Florida who are pretty smart. Contrary to popular belief, not everyone in Florida is cracked out on bath salts. And there's this town in Florida by the name of Tampa. I don't know why everybody in Florida who's crazy lives in Tampa. That's where that one guy who licked everyone's feet was from, if you can remember that, Basically, there was these 2 people in Tampa that were very educated, all right? One had a PhD. He was a doctor. People had to call this man doctor. That will surprise you in a minute. And his wife had a master's degree. So this was a couple of people, one doctor and one girl with a master's degree. Very smart, educated people, And they were both paid very well. They both made a lot of money. They both had great jobs. One of them was an aerospace engineer, the one with the doctorate, meaning that he helped design spaceships and planes. These people were geniuses, all right? These are the type of people that when you meet them, you're like, you're intimidated because you're so much smarter than me. These are not the type of people that you expect to do what I'm about to tell you. So these 2 very well paid people, one doctor, one person with a master's degree, decide that they've had enough of work. They're really just done. They're just done working. They don't want to be a part of society, Gamers rise up. We live in a society moment. Everyone claps, and then you go off to dance. And they decide that instead of getting paid very well and being engineers and doctors and master's degrees, they're just going to be homeless. They make the choice to be homeless. And you know what? If you're an adult and you want to choose to be homeless, that's on you. No one's going to stop you. That's totally on you. It's a little bizarre to give up a very well-paying job where you have everything you want in order to live on the street and, not have air conditioning in Florida. But hey, if that's really what you want to do, go for it. No stress off my back. You do what you think is best for your family and your life. And if that means that you want to be homeless, then I guess you want to be homeless. It's bizarre. People are going to look at you funny, but if that's what you think is best, go for it. So this couple is on the side of the road. They're homeless. People in the community knew who they were, so people would try to help them. Hey, can we buy you food? Can we get you a tent? Something to make being homeless a little bit easier. And they would always say no. No, I don't need your help. Being homeless is what I like to do. And once again, more power to you. Do what you want. If you decide you want to be a wackadoodle standing in the Florida sun all day with no one to help you, that's totally fine. They lived on this grass field next to the freeway. I'm not making this up. It's weird. So they're living on a grass field right next to the freeway where people are passing them every day. It almost looks like they're doing it for attention. Like they're just being homeless right there on the grass road every day. They're not letting anybody help them. They're not sleeping in a tent. They're just sleeping in sleeping bags, YOLOing it up. The former aerospace engineer, could you imagine flying a plane that this guy designed? Like, he just chooses to give up everything and refuses all help to choose to be homeless, and you're flying a plane that he designed? I don't trust anything made by somebody that unstable 30,000 feet in the air, okay? And I guess they started going crazy. They just started doing terrible things, and one of the terrible crazy things they decided to do was, because they weren't getting help from anybody and they weren't getting money for food and they weren't getting food, to start eating the grass. And I know what you're thinking, Ryan, grown adults eating grass is bizarre. And yes, it is weird to eat grass. That's why they were absolutely insane. They start eating the grass, but the grass is not enough because you have to digest grass. And when you digest food, it comes out the other end as feces. And then they were taking the feces and eating that too, just to double down and make sure, that everything was going to work out. Because not only is it crazy enough to eat the grass, you then need to eat the feces grass because that's just way more digestible. So here they are on the side of the freeway, not in a tent, not in a normal place, eating grass and their own poop. And so the neighbors and people in the town Baker Act them, which is basically when the cops come in and provide emergency mental health. You can't ignore it. They're taking you to the mental health facility and there's nothing you can do about it, right? Because, people are eating their own poop. So these people get put in the hospital, right? The cops force them to go to the mental hospital so they can get checked out for eating their own feces, choosing to be homeless, giving up all their material possessions, and deciding to live on the side of the road in a grass field eating grass, right? And you might be thinking, oh yeah, and this is when they found out they were criminally insane and they kept them in the insane asylum for a little bit until they straightened up and learned exactly what was going on. No. Come to find out, these people were perfectly sane, and were just choosing to eat their own crap and eat grass. That is right. Isn't that the most bizarre thing you've ever heard? So the cops clear them as insane, which is mind-blowing to me. Like, the cops arrest you because they think you're insane because you're eating your own poop, and you're like, nah, I'm sane. And the cops are like, I guess you are a little bit sane. What? And now they just live on the side of the road permanently. That's right. They got a little tent now, so now they can eat poop in peace. And this is the day I realized that I never want to move to Florida.